focused on nursing school, and then I was like, I need money. What is up, gang? It's Shay. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about beauty, nursing, and lifestyle. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a combo video. So I think this is going to be nursing, but I think this is going to be a little bit of lifestyle. So I'm bringing it way back, and I'm going to tell you guys about all the careers that I have obtained before I became a registered nurse. So I got this idea from two YouTubers, Little D and Nursing with Key. I will tag both of them down in the description box below. I watched both of their videos. It was so funny, exciting, and just great to learn like where your current nurses have worked before. So I want to talk to you guys about my careers. I want to tell you a little bit how each helped my nursing career, and just, you know, basically share these experiences with you guys. So if you're interested in hearing about all the jobs, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, it's at least 5. Stay tuned, we'll get right into it. Okay guys, so we are gonna back this video up to age 14, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna take you guys through my whole journey. So age 14, I was very involved in church. There was one of my like mentors or someone that goes to my church. She approached me and she said, I have a summer program that I am holding in like a certain area, and I would like you, along with a couple other of the kids that go to this church, to really participate and actually be like camp counselors, is the best way I can explain it. So that was my first job, y'all. It was funny as heck. It was fun. It was crazy. I laughed, I cried, I did everything that whole summer. And I had like a group of friends with me. I'm still cool with like all of them, that we all worked together, and it was just so freaking funny. Now the funniest part about this job, guys, was I was not even supposed to be hired. I think at that time you had to be at least 15 to work, and it was crazy because the lady was like, oh my god, you're so like mature and stuff, I really thought you were 15. Thank God, August 25th is my birthday. I turned 15 on my birthday, and they cut me my check after my birthday. So literally they did that to kind of, you know, make sure that it wasn't really like, oh, child labor. But guys, it was so fun. We took so many trips. I remember we went to like the zoo, we went to like amusement park, went to a regular park. We did a lot of stuff on the weekly. We did daily breakfast, lunch activities with some of the students. And to let you guys actually know, some of those kids were the same age as me. So it was funny because you would be like leading the camera, they'd be like, girl, you was younger than me, go sit down somewhere. I'm like, how do you even know how old I am? But of course I still look like I'm 14 now. So that was basically my first job. I would get up in the morning, my friend's mom would come pick all of us up, drop us off there. We would get done, we'd get dropped back off at home or back off at church, and it was just a really good experience. I was glad that I was able to experience getting up, you know, getting ready for work and things like that. So as we move on into the next job, the next job that I got, guys, was at Wawa.
Oh my gosh, I can't make a W.
I worked at Wawa for a very long time. My high school had a program where they came into the high school and they hired students to work down at the shore for the summer. So they would come pick us up inland and take us all along the shoreline to work in the summer, because the shore gets crazy in the summer. And it was perfect for the shore Wawa stores because they had us in the summer, but when the fall came, it's not like they had to let anybody go. Like, we knew it was a summer program. I was cashier, deli, I did everything almost. I even filled the cooler, even as a girl. People were like, you're filling the cooler? You're like 5'1" and a little bit of muscle. No, sis was throwing the milks on the shelf. True story. So I did that for like 2 summers, and then the second summer when it was over, I went to go interview locally, and I got the job at a local Wawa near my house and near where I went to county college. So I worked at Wawa, I want to say, oh my gosh, from age 16 to 19, 20, so I worked there for almost 4 or 5 years, because the only reason I stopped working there, Wawa is a great company. If any of you guys have the opportunity to work for them, they were bomb. They paid you more than minimum wage, and just like everything they have there is so awesome. It was never a time I was like pissed at work or anything like that. I mean, we got busy, we got crazy, slamming sandwiches out, and you know, people, you know how customers are. Occasionally you'll have the like customer that's like, you didn't give me the right change, or I wanted provolone cheese on my sandwich and not American. I'm like, alright, sis. But other than that, it was a really good opportunity for growth. And everybody worked well together, and it was just fun. I honestly probably could have transferred to one that was near my college, but at that point I just was like, all right, I'm making a career change, I'm making a change in life, so I had some future plans that I wanted to take care of. Okay guys, so spinning out from Wawa, the next company I can definitely think of that I worked for was a tax company. Yes, I did not do taxes though, don't get it confused, but I worked for a tax company, and I worked there for maybe, I want to say, 3 or 4 years. So I worked Wawa, I worked at this tax company, and I worked at a bookstore, and I was literally slinging hours like nothing. Like, I would wake up in the morning, I think I went to class, I would get out of class, go to the bookstore, I would get off from the bookstore, go to Wawa, work 2 to 10, wake up the next morning, work at the bookstore in the afternoon, at night 3 to 10, 4 to 10, go to Wawa. It was, I don't understand how I did it, because now I cry from working a 12-hour shift. Like, I'd be tired, so I don't know. I was working back to back to back, no games. I learned a lot about organization. I learned a lot about scheduling, because you had to schedule certain like clients with the proper like tax professional, and you had to try to make sure that they were like scheduled with the same person they had last year. And it was a lot of organization. It really got my skills up. Honestly guys, I feel like that was one of my favorite jobs. I loved desk work, filing, doing all that stuff. I liked putting on my little dress top, my dress pants, doing a little makeup and going to work. I mean, we had some crazy times at that job too, but overall it was a good job. It was a good stepping stone to my phone skills. Even when I used to answer the phone at like Wawa or something, like, oh my god, you sound so professional. Because at this job, you had to answer the phone like, thanks for calling so-and-so, this is so-and-so, how may I help you? And then even offering like products. So that was like a good job for me too. And I feel like it really got like my professional game up. Like, put on my little, how are you? Okay, guys, so we're almost done. So I think we have fast forward to the part where I basically am in college. So I told you guys, along with the tax place that I worked at, I also worked at the local bookstore at my community college. I also worked there for a while. I developed a great relationship with all my coworkers and my manager. My manager was bomb AF, and it was just a really good time also there. I learned a lot about organization, stocking, sending. I learned a lot about like UPS and stuff too when I worked there. It was crazy. Shipping, receiving, all this other stuff, and it was just really fun because it was on campus. So I got to work with a couple people that were on campus with me, and you know, we would have our like moments, and it was great, especially when school was coming, guys. I swear to you, I would stay on that register ringing from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. no questions asked. And it was so crazy, like, to think about all the technicality that goes behind buying textbooks, financial aid. So this is probably the part a lot of you guys are waiting for, because I'm going to tell you about my jobs while I was in nursing school. Every single job I had in nursing school made me into the nurse I am today, helped me as a new grad, and all that fun stuff. So let's start with the simples. The first job I had in nursing school was a telephone person. I don't know what it's called, but I was a caller for our college. So I really needed a job at the time. At that time I had cut ties with all my other jobs because I really needed to focus on nursing school. I also cut ties with my jobs because I was planning on pledging to a sorority. Maybe I'll tell you guys that story one day. It didn't happen, unfortunately. Nursing school snatched my whole dream, but it's okay because it really paid off. Nursing school paid off. But I can tell you guys that I had wiped all my jobs away, you know, left everywhere with peace, focused on nursing school, and then I was like, I need money. Everybody tells you when you go to nursing school you can't work. You need to watch this video right here if you think that, because that's not true. But anywho, so I went ahead and I went my first semester. I did not have a job. I also didn't have my freaking car. I don't know what I was thinking about first semester of school. For the second semester, I went ahead and signed up for this telethon thing. Basically what we did, we called alumni who graduated from our college, and we tried to get donations from them to contribute to the alumni fund at my college. So it was so funny, guys. I'm telling you, calling people, I am not a solicitor. That is why I punch punch the clock every day. I am not a businesswoman. I cannot sell stuff. It is my future goal to be a businesswoman, but I would like to provide products that I'm actually passionate about and I know I can talk to people about. And asking people to give me their money, especially when I know people are in tons of debt from student loans and stuff, was really, really hard for me. It's just, I am not the type of person that ever likes, I don't even like asking people for money for myself, let alone asking for another company, or I know a better cause, but still. So, long story short, worked that job for maybe, I think, March to May. I did do well. 1 month I even got like MVP caller. There was a good time in the month where I was able to call people and people were so generous. People would talk to me on the phone for like hours, and then at the end I'd be like, you need to just give me some money because you made me stay on this phone for an hour. And my manager is looking at me and they're like, all right, I'm gonna send you a couple, you know, 20s. But I did have a really good contributor, I think, at the end of the semester that gave like over freaking $500. I'm like, bro, can I hit you up on the side to like help with these loans? It taught me patience. It taught me how to what do we call it, de-escalate, because like I told y'all, I was getting cussed out a lot on the phone. So it definitely taught me how to de-escalate, and I can tell you I use a lot of those skills that I use on the phone even in today where I'm in the hospital. I don't be asking people for money, obviously, but like even like when somebody's upset about something, I learned how to like de-escalate the situation because of that experience from that job. My next job that I gained while I was in college, I applied to a local pharmacy / retail store. You guys know we have Walgreens, we have Rite Aid, we have CVS, we have Walmart, all those stores. I applied to one of those stores. I got hired. I started as a cashier, and it's crazy how manifestation works. I want to talk to you guys so much about manifestation. I hope I get to it in a future video, but it's crazy because I got that job with the intentions. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get this job and I'm gonna move my way up and I'm gonna try to get into the pharmacy because I need that pharmacy knowledge for nursing school, and I also want to be able to have that on my application when I apply to become a nurse. Well guys, I got hired in, I remember I went to an interview in July. I got hired in August. I worked August to, you know, December. I wanted to take off for the winter. They said, no, Shay, you're good. You need to come help us. So I traveled from home during winter break to that store to work for them. Worked all that, and then I think January or February hit, and the pharmacy was like, you know what, we need more help. We can cross-train her. She doesn't have to stay back here, but we can cross-train her so when we do need help, she'll be able to help us. I think what happened was one day they needed help on the register, and I went back there and I helped them on the register, and the register game in the pharmacy is a lot different than the register game in the front store. But I was able to like even facilitate patients because I was in nursing school. So I was like, oh yeah, I know this medicine's for this, let me get the pharmacist. And she was like, oh whoa, she's good. So they trained me. I had to take my pharmacy license test, get passed through the state, get my nursing license, get my pharmacy license through the state as a pharmacy technician, and I was able to work back there as a cross-trained associate. So after being a cross-trained associate, of course, a job position opened up not even a month later, and they really needed help, and they said, Shay, do you want to transfer from the front to the back? The pharmacy, and I was like, okay, of course. So that meant pay raise, that meant experience for not only my nursing school knowledge, pharmacology, but also to put on my resume, and that was a very, very good job for me, guys. I'm telling you, the power of manifestation is so crazy how that turned out, because I was sitting there saying, I'm crazy, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna work in a pharmacy, and then when I got hired, I said, let me stop playing and stay in this front store and act like I know somebody. No, you got to have faith. So I was working in the pharmacy, guys, for a long, long time. Even after I got my nursing license, I still continued to work back there. It made me such a great nurse. Last job, guys, the last job, I promise you. Y'all like, how long has she been talking about these jobs? So the last job I took, guys, another manifestation, was I became a patient care tech or CNA or a tech at the hospitals that I actually work at now. So this started, I think, my junior year of nursing school. They had a mass interview. They interviewed over like 10 or 12 of us. They hired every single one of us, but it was crazy because the interview was like in February or March. I remember I called in March to check on my application and check on my interview, and they're like, you did great. There's a lot of you guys, there's a lot of candidates. We'll try to get back to you when we can, but you know, it's here or there. So I called again in April, got the same answer. I remember May, we usually go down to Alabama. You guys know my whole family's from down there. We go down there, we spend time with them. We got ready to go, and I got a phone call like a couple days before when the semester was over. They said, hey, you did an interview in February, you're hired. I'm like, what the? Y'all waited this long to tell me I was hired? But I was happy. So crazy part about it was I had to do all this stuff. They wanted me to start that weekend. I'm like, I can't. I said, I have vacation that I planned. I said, if I knew that I was hired, I might have not planned it for this week. But nobody ever called me back. And I just told them like that. And they're like, no, we understand. Sorry, we're going through the candidates. But we need you to get this and this done by this, like that Friday. And then you could start the following week. And I was like, so let me tell y'all what my mom is my rock. My mom, the morning of, we have to go to the airport. I think we had to be at the airport at like 10 o'clock. My mom wakes up. I remember I got like a TB shot. I got a TB shot 2 days ago. I could only get it read that Saturday before we left. My mom got up, 7 o'clock in the morning, woke me up, said, let's go. Drove all the way. It was a good hour to the place where they read my TB shot. I went in, they read my shot. They did all the rest of the paperwork. Done. My mom drove back, picked up my dad, packed up our suitcases, and headed on to Alabama. So yeah, guys, that's how I got into that. And like I said, I came back. I had my couple weeks of orientation. I started working. I was there a good 2 years as a patient care tech. I was PRN or pool. So when you're pool at this hospital, we have a couple campuses. I could go to any campus and work. I would call in the morning. They say, hey, go to this campus. You're on this floor. I would go fill in as a tech, sometimes as a person that's sitting with a patient that's either combative or confused. But it was a really good opportunity. I can definitely say that based on that job, along with my job at the pharmacy, because I was working both in nursing school, it really helped that job was PRN. But I was able to learn so much that really helped my nursing career, like to the point where when I got on orientation as a nurse, there was a lot that I was able to do and exceed at because of my background and knowing like half of the stuff already about my organization. Now, there was some cons to that, and I will post another link to a video up here if you guys are interested in hearing the cons of being a tech before you become a nurse. But overall, it's nothing that I regret, and I was so grateful for it, and I will always encourage people to do that before they become a nurse. Alright guys, so we've reached the end of the video. I'm like, Lord, I hope this video is not longer than 20 minutes. But I just had to tell you guys about my kind of journey through careers and becoming a nurse. Like I said, guys, each and every one of these jobs has made me not only, I know this sounds so sentimental and cheesy, but it's made me not only who I am, but made me like a good nurse. Because if you don't have customer service skills, if you don't have patience, if you don't have integrity, you can't be a nurse. Like, it's impossible. And I'm not saying that you have to work before you become a nurse. I have coworkers, their first career was nursing, and they are bomb AF. But there's no question in my mind that being someone that had prior jobs prepares you for even the flow of having work. Even like the punctuality, being on time, the professionalism that you must carry at work, all of that can come from a background of having careers. So all the time when people ask me, like, even should I get a job during nursing school, everybody's life is different. I'm not going to tell you it's wrong either way, whether you work or you don't, but I haven't had a good experience. I can tell you it's a lot of nights I cried through nursing school. It's a lot of nights I'm like, why the heck did I put myself through this? But overall, working through nursing school did nothing but better my education and my scholarship, because I was able to actually like learn to balance time between work and school. And it also bettered me, like I said, as a nurse, because being a farm tech, that was the blessing literally that threw in my hand. And also being a patient care tech, like both of those jobs, like I said, nobody to thank but God. I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. Make sure you comment down below, what are some jobs, if any of you guys are nurses, what are some jobs you worked before you became a nurse? If you're in nursing school, what are some jobs you worked before you went to nursing school? And do any of you guys work now while you're in nursing school? Like, hit up the comment box. Make sure you guys communicate with each other. It's always great to hear what everybody is doing. Again, I want to thank Little D and Nursing with Key for giving me this idea for this video. Both of them have very inspirational channels. If you guys want to check them out, like I said, I'll put them in the description box below. But don't forget, of course, to subscribe to me on your way out. And I will see you guys in the next upload.